Hello everybody, Ben and Carrillo here from Operation Rainfall, and welcome to our Nintendo Switch setup video. So basically, I have connected the console up, as I'm pretty sure you guys know how to plug in HDMI cable and whatnot, but I'm going to go ahead and walk you through setting up the system software. Now, I'm actually doing this myself, so we're going to also see how easy it is to do so and whether there's any major difficulties. So first thing is, when you put your Nintendo Switch on the dock, you'll notice it's basically displaying this screen. If you actually take it out of the cradle, it will just display that on the actual Switch tablet itself. So it's asking me to actually go ahead and put in my Joy-Con. So I will go ahead and do that. Give me just a second. One side is in. And the other side is in. Let's switch. Okay, so we do need to go ahead and select a language here. Now, one of the things I actually didn't check is whether or not you can use a USB keyboard for this. That's a good point. Hold on one second. So I've plugged a USB keyboard into the Switch. It actually does not let you use the keyboard to set this up, though it may allow us to enter some text later. So if you have one, I'll keep it around. Let's see if it actually works. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the... Really, I should not be doing this the way I am, but it's designed so you should actually do this on the tablet portion, hold it in your hand. I have it in the cradle because of the fact that I'm trying to capture this. So I'll go ahead and just use the Joy-Cons. Will it let me use the Joy-Cons? I might actually have to take this out of the thing to get it to work, unless... Okay. So if you have a second Joy-Con, you can actually use that, it looks like, to set this up. So I'm actually going to use my second Joy-Con to set this up right here. So we'll select English. We'll select the Americas. And you really should view the in-license user agreement. We're going to go ahead and skip that and just hit select. But really, you should always kind of go ahead and read these just to be sure you're okay with everything. So hit next. Now it's going to search for networks. Now, if you have the wired USB adapter, you can go ahead and, at this point, plug it in and probably go ahead and connect your Ethernet cable to that. I unfortunately do not have that. I tried, and if you see here, it cannot find a wireless network. That's because my network is actually hidden. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up real fast. What you do if you have in my situation, you'll basically go ahead and you'll need to go to manual setup right here. And you'll need to input all this information. Now, if you don't know this stuff, you'll need to go ahead and contact either basically what we call the network administrator, but basically the person who set up your network for you. Input your network name. You'll put in the SSID. Actually, those should be roughly the same thing. Oh, this is probably what you're going to call the network. I'm just going to call this network, let's see here. I'm not going to input all of my details here, but I'm going to call this network home, because it is home. Hit the plus button. And then you'll have to enter the rest of this information. Now, in particular, the SSID will be the name of the actual network. So, like if this is, if this is mom's network or my house, whatnot, etc., that's what you go ahead and put there. Security, the best advice I can go ahead and give to you is you should be using WPA2 or at least WPA. If any of you are at home using WEP, please make sure to change that. And if you're in a place that's using no security, please do not do any credit card transactions over that. Remember, this encryption is what protects your data as it goes over the network. So yes, HTTPS will scramble it basically as it goes over the internet, but if anyone's looking at your network, sitting outside on the street, whatnot, etc., you want to make sure that they can't see stuff. Make sure you're using one of these two, preferably WPA2 these days. Everything should basically have the hardware to run that. If you're some reason stuck using WEP, I would recommend getting a better router. You can probably, for most networks, leave the rest of these settings alone. IP address settings should be automatic unless your network administrator has set up to use static IP, which can happen sometimes. If you have somebody who really likes to fine-tune the network, they'll probably do that. But for a basic home network, it's probably automatic. Probably go ahead and leave auto connect on, and definitely leave the connect to a hidden network on if your network is hidden. So I'm going to enter my network information here, and then I will go ahead and meet you back once I click the save button. So give me a couple seconds. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've saved my network. It's searching for a network right now. So I'm guessing it's probably trying to connect to my network right now. Let's see what it does. Hooray! And as you can see now, it's registered and it looks like everything's okay. So we're going to go ahead and select the home network. You're going to connect to this network, and now it's going to connect. We're successfully connected to the internet. All right. So our switch is now set up to basically connect to the internet. I'm in Los Angeles, and apparently Vancouver as well. Hi, Vancouver. So we're going to go ahead and select -8. Select your particular time zone. Now, we need to go ahead and select our icon and nickname. So this information will be visible to your friends and other users to play with, so please make sure to pick something appropriate. You could go ahead and pick any of this stuff, or you could pick more options. And you can take character me or a background. Character me? Ooh, there are more options in here. Let's take a look. I can select a me. I can select Zero Suit Samus! Yay! Also, if you like Splatoon, there's a lot of Splatoon characters here. Let's look through this real fast. So yours are Mario, Luigi, Peach. I do like these icons. These are the icons I believe they were used in the most recent Mario Party Star Rush. They remind me a lot of, I think, about the Mario 3 era. You've got some Zelda. You've got new Zelda. You've got new Link. You've got, looks like, I believe, Twilight Princess. I'm really bad with the Zelda, timeline stuff. I'm so sorry. I got that wrong, guys. And you have the Wind Waker stuff. This one I didn't know. Some Animal Crossing. Splatoon, of course, some Pikmin, some Star Fox, Zero Suit Samus, Metroid thingy. Can I actually use my meat here? Or no? I'd have to copy one from Amiibo from that. I can set up another lookalike. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. I will just go ahead and set ourselves up as Zero Suit Samus because I really like that. And then we're going to go ahead and set a background. Personally, I tend to use an orange background when I'm doing certain things for myself. So I realize that probably looks a little bit weird, but we're just going to do that for the sake of the video. Okay, and we need to go ahead and enter our username. So I am going to go ahead and go with my usual handle, which will not, the long version will not fit here, but oops, not that. I need to go back. Yeah, see, that's as much as we can go. So that actually is not going to work that well. You know what? Let's just do this. Oops. All right, so I'm going to go with the one I used on my DS. Birding. All right. Additional people can be added to this console to be used by more than one person. We're going to skip this because I don't need to add an extra person. So parental controls to be used to restrict features of this console. If you use controls using your smart device. For the sake of just showing it, we'll configure the parental controls. So we'll set on the console. We do not just set a restriction, so you can basically set this base, it looks like, on custom settings. What are the custom settings here? Ooh, you can actually choose your software. I like that feature. That is very nice. Restricted software, you can restrict games rated for certain ages there. Posting to social media, you can restrict or not restrict. Communicate with others. You can do that, it looks like, and restricting purchases in the eShop. But you know what? We really don't need to go ahead, yes, and set any restrictions, because this is going to be for myself. If you have kids, though, please make sure to take a look at the parental controls and set them up. They are there for a reason. So anyway, and you can apparently go ahead and set on the smart device, set play times, play activity notifications, and restrict features. So we do not have that app. We can download that app. I don't know if this is actually even live right now. I'd have to actually check. No. But we won't mess with that too much. So setup is complete. Press the home button to open the home menu, and we will do that. So a system update is required to use the micro SDXC memory card. I will do that in a second. So basically, as you can see here, I put Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild into my system, and I will probably be the first game I play. We do have some news here. Let's take a look at the news. A new system version is available, so we know you're going to start playing some games. But hold on for a second before we get started. Please download our latest system and unlock some great features. And if you already downloaded the update, you're a rock star, or rather, an unlock star. Nintendo. So in this update, apparently, you play against a friend online, add players to the friend list, share screenshots of your album to Facebook and Twitter, browse the shop for digital content, and keep up to date with new games, eShop, da-da-da-da-da. So it's marketing stuff. The option to turn on your TV automatically when placing the Switch in the console. So that's a little thing that actually my PlayStation 4 can do the same thing. I don't know if that'll work with my system right here because of the fact that technically I'm running through a splitter, so the splitter is intercepting the signal. But if that's something that really you find convenient, please go ahead and definitely enable that. You can start start the update process or check if you're already up to date by using this button below, which is very helpful. We have the latest news direct to the Switch here, and basically this looks like it's essentially just basically telling us a bunch of different things. Setting the tabletop mode, where you put the micro SD card. We actually went over that in the unboxing video, but if you haven't put one in there, you have to go ahead and lift up the kickstand, and you'll basically go ahead and find it there. Oh, and when you want to take the micro SD card, push in on it until you hear the click before pulling out. Safely put it back and push it until you hear the click. So basically go ahead and you want to push it in there all the way. It'll click in there with a little satisfying noise, and you know it's secure. And P.S. the game card slot is kind of hidden too. So it's kind of like, I do like how they're having a little bit of fun. Moms, dads, guardians, please set a play timer. Parents and guardians probably figured out the Nintendo Switch has parental controls. Did you know there's other features you can access through your Nintendo account and your smart device? Basically, this is going over what we mentioned on there. So if you want to look more at the parental controls, then you want to go and take a look at that. You can take screenshots and a quick intro to the settings app. We will probably look at that a little bit later. And then we do need to look all about charging. So we've all had the battery run out just at the wrong moment in the game, right? Not me. Anyway, you might want to know some things about charging so you don't have to suffer like I did that terrible, terrible day. 2 ways to charge the console. You can connect it to the Switch dock or plug an AC adapter directly into the console. Just attach them to charge the Joy-Cons. Attach them to the console. Couldn't be simpler. How do you check onto the battery? The battery is level shown on the home menu. You can look at the controllers charged by selecting controllers in the home menu. We'll do that in a minute. My console ran low on power and the screen went black. It went to sleep mode. If you're playing single player, you can keep right where you left off if you charge a Nintendo Switch before the battery runs completely out. So pretty much very similar to kind of like how the Vita would shut down and go into a deep sleep mode and try and basically save your data. So as long as you plug it in pretty quickly, yeah, you probably got it some time. You can probably go ahead and keep your data right there. So when using the dock, make sure to keep the AC adapter connected and plugged in, otherwise it won't display an image on the TV because the dock needs power. If you want to fully charge on controllers, just attach them to the console while it's docked or plugged in. If they're attached when the console isn't charging, they might stop charging themselves to conserve the console's battery. And then, let's see here. We are on the home menu. That's that one. Let's look at the controllers real fast. So according to this, the console is somewhat charging. The left Joy-Con is pretty much full, but the right Joy-Con isn't. That's kind of funny. And then looks like both of the Joy-Cons I have in this controller here are basically working perfectly fine. So that's good. Let's take a look here. The eShop, I need to do a systems update to go ahead and play around with, so we'll go ahead and do that probably in a little bit. Let's take a look at the system settings and see if there's anything else I need to look through here. So support health and safety, that's basic safety information. Airplane mode, so we don't need to worry about that. We're not on a plane. Screen brightness can be set after you undo that. Lock console sleep mode. Lock the console with the same button. It must be pressed 3 times to proceed when you exit sleep mode. Console will not lock when connected to a TV. That's probably good to prevent accidental button presses from waking the console up, so that'd actually be kind of cool. We are connected via Wi-Fi, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Data management, system memory. 25.9. It says we currently have no micro SD card, but as we mentioned, we have to update it, so we'll do that in a little bit. And we're going to skip the selection screen right here. We can create an edit of me. I'm going to do that some other time. We'll do it with the me some other time. There are themes. We can do basic white or basic black. Let's see what's here. Oh, that's actually not too bad. We'll leave that like that. Notifications. We will leave notifications on. Sleep mode. Auto sleep playing console on the screen 10 minutes. Selected to TV is an hour. Suspend auto sleep while playing media content. That I do want to turn on because I tend to actually use my devices to play, like, I don't have cable in my room, so I'll usually play some YouTube videos or something while I'm sleeping, and then I don't necessarily want to fall asleep that quickly or turn off that quickly. We can calibrate control sticks, motion controls, test input devices. Let's test the input device. Let's test controller buttons. It's A, it's B, Y, X, L, R, Z, L, Z, L, R, and start select. The home button, capture button, power button, volume buttons, and the sync button cannot be checked. Okay, so let's hold down the A button. So all the controllers work correctly. I don't need to calibrate that. I don't need to calibrate the controls. Let's see. Press down. That actually is pretty good. Control stick is working fine. Try the other control stick. So I'm not being touched. So that's kind of cool. You can actually go ahead and do that. Calibrate the motion controls. Oh, we have to detach the Joy-Con to do that. So give me 1 second here. So let's see how this works. Place the controller with the stick facing upward on a flat surface and wait a moment. Calibration complete. So that's a pretty neat way to actually calibrate the controls. That's not too bad. Give me a second here. I need to actually calibrate the other one. I probably actually don't, but it never hurts, right? Okay. Calibration complete. I'm going to slide my Joy-Cons right back into the charge grip. All right. TV resolution, we are currently set to automatic. That's probably 1080p, I believe. RPG range is probably fairly fine. I have a 4K HDR TV, so it's probably figuring out what it needs to do. And system, there's a system thing. Birding switch. No, we're going to have to go ahead and name... We're going to rename that because... we have 32. I really could go with something super creative, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. This is a Nintendo product, and so me being a Neptunia fan, there is only one thing to choose. We are going to go ahead and name it. Oops. Technically, if I'm being grammatically correct, I should do. You guys can already see what I'm doing. Blanc, Ram, and Ram. There we go. And of course, no one will know what the heck that is if they look for it on the network, so it'll be kind of cool. Date and time is probably correct. 329, yeah, it's 329. We have stereo and mute when headphones are disconnected on. Share information, intellectual property notice, wireless e-label. Oh, okay, it's for wireless thing. That's not that big of a deal. And we need to link to an account. However, before I can do that, I think I need to update the console. So what I'm going to go ahead, that actually does look kind of nice. I like that. If I go to the eShop, assistant update is prepared. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and break this right now. I'm going to update the console. And when we come back, I will go ahead and we will start playing around with the eShop. And I'll walk you through that as well, guys. So let me go ahead and update the system. And I will be back with you in just a few. Hooray! Wow, the, huh. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm about to say, wait, what? Okay, so we are back now. I'm a little confused by that. Let's take a look at the news. News is basically here, so we already have all the news stuff. Now we need to go to the eShop. So we're going to go do that real fast. Let's go to the eShop. I'm using the eShop. We need to go ahead and... I have no Nintendo account linked, so let's go ahead and see if we can't sign in and link. Now, I think I actually have to create an account here, but let's go to the sign in link and see if there's a way that I can actually sign in using my previous credentials and see if that works. If not, I'll create a new account real fast. So we have I have an external account, so I will basically go ahead and sign in with my Nintendo Network ID. Let me go ahead and do that, and I will see you in just a couple seconds. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've linked everything, so we're good to go now. So when we go ahead and link our account, we enjoy the following: friend features, news about games and special offers, the eShop, and posting screenshots on most social media, online presence, play activity, news settings, and so they welcome us to playing the Nintendo Switch online. So, other users will be able to see your online presence and play activity. You can adjust these settings anytime by selecting user settings on your user page. You may also choose not to share your online presence or play activity with anyone. By default, your online presence is only shared with friends, while your play activity is shared with friends for a child's name account and everyone for a general Nintendo account. I don't have to worry about that, thank goodness. But if you do, yay. You could try the new online service until fall 2017. So experience all the new service has to offer. Online gameplay. Plan gaming session with friends via the chat and chat via the app. There's a trial version coming in 2017. Monthly game downloads, a different title each month. Play classic games newly added online play, which is planned for fall 2017. Exclusive prices on Switch software. So subscribe to your special discounts on select Nintendo Switch digital software. Enable free gaming until fall 2017. And if your Nintendo account is linked to your Nintendo Switch console, you can enjoy some features of the service for free until it officially begins. Why not check it out? And so, yes, we will go ahead and do that. I know some people are a little upset about them charging now, but my personal opinion is that I'm actually kind of Identity password. Let's just skip the password. This is Yes, I realize. This is basically saying, look, if you want to skip password, you no longer need to enter the Nintendo account password when you open the eShop. If you're going to be traveling a lot or handing your Switch off to your kids or whatnot, this is important to not do. You don't want to skip the password screen. You want to go ahead and have to enter that password so people can't charge your credit card. Because it even says, important, if you select skip password, your funds account information will be accessible by other people using the Switch console. You are responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of your account and password and for the activity on or through your Nintendo account. You can change your password entry settings at any time from account information password entry settings. I'm going to skip this because this is my personal Switch and why I will be taking it with me here and there. No one else is going to play it, so I feel okay doing that. But if you have other people in the house, please do not do that. For security's sake, please always enter your password. So we're going to go ahead and do that. To proceed, you must set a password. Click send email to send a verification code to the email registered to your account. So I will go ahead and have that email sent. And that also means I then need my dang phone. Where did I put that? Oh boy, give me 1 second. Okay, now that I've done that, I have to enter a new password, so I'm going to have to go ahead and set up a password here. Please enter at least 8 characters. Now, a good strong password is a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. You don't have to make it super complex. Make it a phrase or just a word, basically a passphrase you can remember. Remember, length also alone will actually kind of greatly increase the complexity of the password itself. So, as long as you can get above roughly 9 to 10 characters, you're actually doing pretty well. So I'm going to set myself up a password and I will be right back. Real quick, as you can see here, it says, please use a combination of at least 2 categories, uppercase or lowercase letters, numbers, and/or punctuation symbols. So I will go ahead and set, so make sure you do that. Complex passwords are the best password for security. As I said, it doesn't have to be crazy like a bunch of just every other letter is a symbol. Just make a couple of words, throw a symbol in between them or whatnot, etc. Add some numbers in here and there, and you'll be pretty much good. Like I said, a phrase you can remember, and you just add a couple of things to, is very easy. So I'll be right back. All right, and so we're signed in. Everything's good to go. And looks like we're good. We have some recent releases we can take a look at right here. Let's take a look. So we have Super Bomberman R, but of course I already have that. 1-2 Switch that's coming in the mail. There is Shovel Knight. And there is Super Clips, another game I've heard some people are really looking forward to. Fast RMX. And I Am Setsuna, which I will actually be purchasing here in a little bit. That's actually the one thing from the eShop I do want to go ahead and grab. So I will do that in a few. Coming soon, and we'll show us some coming soon titles. So Blaster Master Zero, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then Puyo Puyo Tetris. And so that could be quite fun. Blaster Master Zero will be out next week, so yeah, look forward to that one if you're really excited for Blaster Master coming back. And enter an eShop prepaid code or a download code there if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and actually set up I Am Setsuna to download, so if you go ahead and go into this, we'll go ahead and basically, it'll basically give you all the information. So you can use R and L to kind of switch through the, cycle through all of the screenshots. These are like all the PR screenshots that I remember when I was working on, writing up a couple of pieces about that. But journey with Setsuna as she prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice and save the people of her land. A powerful, nostalgic experience blending a classic style of storytelling, battle system, and gameplay. Let's see here. I Am Setsuna introduces the authentic JRPG style of yesteryear to the Nintendo Switch. Journey with Setsuna as she prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice of the people of her land. A powerfully nostalgic experience. Okay, we actually just read that. So, thank you for repeating that. An emotionally impactful story which immerses players in the narrative of Setsuna, whose story portrays heart-rending sorrow. A new battle system inspired by the timeless JRPG classic, Chrono Trigger. A great homage to the JRPG masterpieces of yesteryear. Beautiful characters, character designs, and varied in-game locales evoke nostalgia for classic RPGs. The supported languages are Japanese, English, and French. You can play basically on the TV in tabletop mode, or if you want to go ahead and pop those Joy-Cons right into the side, you can play it in tablet mode. 1.3 gigs of space, 1 player, Switch Pro controller is supported. RPG and release date was today. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up. So let's see what the proceed to purchase screen looks like. I have to enter my zipper postal code to set up that, so I'm going to do that 1 second. So once you do that, it's going to go ahead and register your exact locale, your city, whatnot, except to collect the tax information. I skipped that screen for privacy concerns, so obviously that information's there. But now at this point, it's going to take us to the, hey, you need these funds. So I need to obviously add some funds. So I'm going to go ahead and You can merge your eShop funds. How do I merge my funds, Nintendo? You'll be able to share your eShop balance between your Nintendo Switch console, 3DS, and Wii U console. The eShop balance linked to your Switch console will be merged with the balance tied to your ID. After balance is mergeable, to add funds to this balance to the account and use them on the Switch. Okay, so we can manage everything with a single email address. You're not able to separate them and move them to your Nintendo Network ID. I will merge my funds. This sounds like a good idea. Ah, crap. I gotta enter my thing, so give me 1 second. Okay, balance after merging is 0. As you can tell, I am really, really big on putting stuff in my balance account, my accounts. Okay, so we need to add the funds, and so we go ahead and, of course, do that with the credit card. I'm going to put the required amount in there only, and I have to go ahead and set this up, so give me a few seconds. Okay, so once you go ahead and you complete your credit card setup information, throw that in there. It's going to ask you, would you like to add the funds in purchase? And, of course, I would like to go ahead and do so. So I'm going to add my funds in purchase. And now we can go ahead and check the download status of the home menu. Depending on the service status, download might not begin immediately. Details will be sent to the email address. We're going to go ahead and close and go to the home menu so we can take a look and see what the status is. And as you can see, there's I Am Setsuna, and it is going to be downloading. And let's see here. It's at currently 2%. So download pause of software being played using communication feed when the software is downloaded. I don't know if Zelda will do that, but I will basically play around with that in a few minutes. It looks like there's more news on here. Let's see. Available now. There is stuff that's available now. So there's basically more stuff. Yay. I can deal with all of this later. So one thing I do want to tick real fast is just to go ahead and take a look at the data management. As you can see, I have 117 gigs now free on that SD card, so that is all well and good. We're all set up for that. And if you actually look at I Am Setsuna, it's actually downloading there pretty quickly. So that's actually not too bad. We'd be able to play that pretty quick. So I will say, for downloading a gig, it's pretty snappy. Now, granted, I will say it is currently 3:46 in the morning. Probably most people are playing Zelda. They are not necessarily playing they're not playing I Am Setsuna or trying to go into the eShop. But this is actually going pretty quickly, as we'll talk. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap up my little showcase here. I do apologize if this seemed a little scatterbrained. This was really all off the cuff, because this is the first time I'm seeing the system software. My personal thoughts so far is that it is very clean. I do think I like the black look a little bit better than the white look, but at the same time, definitely pick whatever theme you like. I do hope that Nintendo does more themes in the future, or maybe even allows you to customize them. I could think of some really cool things I would like to do with that. But as a whole, the system software is pretty clean, very easy to kind of navigate through. I actually did not see any of the preview videos that, people were showing off the OS, whatnot, etc. I wanted to be surprised, so this is my first exposure to it. But it is pretty simple. I can maybe see this getting a little cluttered in the future. Whoops. If we go all the way through there, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Wait a second, there's one more page I saw up there. What's my page do? I have a page? Oh, that's just my profile. Okay, yeah, my friend. I have no friends. I'm sad. It's alright. And you can manage some settings right here. It looks like posting, eShop settings, update, download progress. Download progress has been updated. Okay. But yeah, it's actually, as you can see there, I'll leave this basically up and kind of running on that there. But setting this thing up was actually very simple. So good job, Nintendo, on making the setup pretty painless. Just basically entering some details. I would have liked to actually have the USB keyboard work, but you know what? The fact that it doesn't is not a deal killer. The control, if you're used to entering stuff on a controller, like most of the like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, you're perfectly fine. Just a USB keyboard does make things a little bit simpler, so I am a little confused why that wasn't enabled. But it also could be there's some setting maybe I'm missing somewhere, or it could happen later on in an update. We don't know yet. So, but I am going to go ahead and start editing these videos together, because I've got to do this one in particular is going to require some major editing to cut out certain, like basically entering credit card information, whatnot, etc. So I gotta go cut that out and then basically go ahead and get these two, both the unboxing and this video, set up basically to upload. So I like to have these go out in the morning. So I'm going to do that, possibly get a little bit of sleep before I start playing around with both Zelda, I Am Setsuna, and Super Bomberman R. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this. I hope you all, I hope this helps you figure out how you're going to set up your own Switch once you get one. If you have any other particular questions, please go ahead and reach out to us. We can try and see what we can do to help you along if you run into some technical difficulties. If we are not technical support, obviously. If it's a simple question, we'll try and find an answer for you. But keep in mind, Nintendo technical support is always one of the best places you can contact. And just general message boards and forums. And, ask your friends on Twitter and Facebook. Usually, sometimes, the community can help itself. Will definitely help itself. But I think that is certainly just about it. So, once again, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoy your Switches. I hope you enjoy your... I hope that... for those of you who are joining us on this journey as Nintendo launches their next major console, welcome along for the ride, and I really do hope you enjoy it and you have some fun with a lot of the games that are be coming out. For those of you who are waiting and kind of seeing what's going to be coming down the pipeline, I totally understand that, and I hope that we do, like I said in the previous video, we get some really good games coming. Mario Kart 8 is going to be really good, I think. Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be great. Disgaea 5 Complete is going to be really good, so I am looking forward to those games. And I'm looking forward to the support that Nintendo will hopefully, be putting into this console. Getting third-party devs involved and, bringing some of their other franchises to this that we haven't seen in a while. It'd be a new Metroid even. You never know. That'd be kind of nice. But, yep, I'm going to wrap this up. Once again, please go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at @Rainfall. Facebook is Operation_Rainfall. And... that's pretty much it. So I'm Benny Carrillo for Operation Rainfall. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm just going to go ahead at this point and cut out. And I'll basically, if anything happens with I Am Setsuna once it hits 100%, I will pop back in. Have a good night, guys. Bye. One more thing, guys, real quick that I just found out was actually if you go ahead and you press start or minus when you're at this little screen here, I'll bring you to the actual menu update for basically the software, the menu for the software. So you can actually update the software. It needs to be updated through there. You can archive the you can archive the software to save space or delete the software. You can also basically, if you want to go ahead and get points for the software, you can earn points by basically clicking on this button if it's a physical version. You have to select who that goes to, though. So I actually did that with Zelda here. Oops. Oh, there's a new update for that available, too. I should probably man to do that real fast. So I'll take care of that in a minute. But yeah, this was the last thing I kind of just noticed playing around with the system. But yep, that's going to be it. I will go ahead and let you guys go here. I'm going to go ahead and start editing videos, so have a good night, guys. Bye.